Welcome, dear friends, to a gentle journey through 160 fascinating facts about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that expansive world of heroes, villains, and stories that have captured our hearts and imaginations for over a decade. From the early days of Tony Stark's brilliant invention to the cosmic battles between gods, we'll drift through the origins of your favorite characters, the creation of unforgettable moments, and the deep connections between the stars of the MCU. Tonight, we'll explore the origins of Marvel's cinematic universe, the subtle details that brought the magic to life, and the stories that continue to inspire awe and wonder. Now, as we begin this journey, let yourself soften, breathe slowly, and feel your body relax. Allow the quiet space to settle around you, each breath flowing with ease, releasing any tension. Let the calm wrap you in warmth, preparing you to drift deeper into rest. And if you enjoy drifting through stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and softly tell me where you're listening from tonight. Let's begin gently with the first facts about the MCU. Fact 1: the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, began in 2008 with the release of Iron Man. It was the spark that ignited a journey, weaving together complex characters and stories that would eventually form an intricate web of interconnected films. This first step was like the soft ripple across a calm lake, a moment so small, yet destined to become something monumental, rippling through the years to come. Fact 2: Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Tony Stark in Iron Man is often considered a perfect marriage of actor and character. Downey brought a unique warmth to the role, embodying the charm and wit of the billionaire genius. His performance is a quiet reminder that the best stories often begin with the simplest of connections, like the flicker of a light, before it becomes a brilliant blaze. Fact 3: the iconic phrase, "I am Iron Man" from the first Iron Man movie, wasn't originally in the script. It was improvised by Downey Jr. during the final scene, and it became one of the most memorable lines in the MCU. Sometimes, the most impactful moments come from the quiet whispers of spontaneity. Fact 4: the MCU's Avengers 2012 was the first movie to bring together all the primary heroes, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, into one cohesive story. It was a gathering of forces, a coming together of different elements, like the soft convergence of rivers that create something larger, something destined to flow through time. Fact 5: Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor, had to gain around 20 pounds of muscle for the role, but in the first movie, he had to wear a wig for the character's long hair. There's something almost poetic about the idea of transformation, of stepping into a role and shedding the old to become something new, a hero, a symbol, an icon. Fact 6: the Guardians of the Galaxy 2014 film was a risk for Marvel as it introduced a group of lesser-known characters to the screen. Yet the movie became a beloved part of the MCU, known for its humor, heart, and soundtrack. Sometimes, the most unexpected moments can become the brightest stars in the sky, shining with a light that draws the eyes of the universe. Fact 7: Star-Lord's love for music is a central part of his character, and his mixtape, Awesome Mix Volume 1, became a fan favorite. Music in the MCU isn't just a backdrop, it's a part of the soul of its characters, like the heartbeat of a story that moves in rhythm with the emotions of the heroes. Fact 8: the character of Black Panther, portrayed by Chadwick Boseman, was introduced in Captain America: Civil War 2016, before his standalone film in 2018. His introduction was like the quiet arrival of a new dawn, one that would bring forth a world of untold stories and rich cultural heritage that resonated deeply with audiences around the world. Fact 9. In Thor Ragnarok 2017, the character of Hulk was given a larger role, and this was a nod to the comic book storyline Planet Hulk. This film gave fans a new look at the Green Giant, allowing him to express himself beyond his usual silence, like a storm quietly gathering its strength before bursting into full force. Fact 10. The Infinity Saga, a series of interconnected films that began with Iron Man and culminated in Avengers Endgame 2019, took over a decade to unfold. It was a slow burn, like the setting sun casting long shadows across a quiet landscape, each piece falling into place until the moment the stars aligned and the universe was forever changed. Fact 11. The character of Nick Fury, portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson, was inspired by a version of the character from Marvel Comics, but with a twist. His likeness was directly modeled after Jackson himself. His striking presence with the iconic eye patch became a symbol of leadership within the MCU, quietly guiding the heroes like a lighthouse in the dark, always steady, always unwavering. Fact 12. Tom Hiddleston, who plays the mischievous Loki, almost didn't get the role. In fact, he had to audition multiple times before landing the part. His journey from uncertainty to iconic villain mirrors the path of many in the MCU, where even the most uncertain of beginnings can lead to legendary outcomes, as long as there's a spark to guide the way. Fact 13. Black Widow 2010 was originally planned to be a side character, but Scarlett Johansson's performance and deep connection with the role brought her character to the forefront. Sometimes, the smallest spark of potential can grow into something much more, like the quiet bloom of a flower that surprises the world with its beauty. Fact 14. The character of Captain America was brought to life by Chris Evans, who initially felt hesitant about taking on the role due to his prior experiences with superhero films. Yet it was his dedication and warmth that made him a perfect fit for Steve Rogers, a man who always stands for what is right, even when the world around him feels uncertain. Like a steady flame in the cold, his presence became the heart of the Avengers. Fact 15. One of the most iconic elements of the MCU is its use of humor, which helps ground even the most fantastical stories. From Tony Stark's witty one-liners to the banter between the Avengers, humor weaves through the narratives, lightening even the darkest moments. It's as if the universe itself knows that laughter is the best way to keep the weight of it all from becoming too heavy, gently lifting us when we need it most. Fact 16. The Avengers' iconic assemble moment in Avengers Endgame 2019 was years in the making. It wasn't just a fight for survival, it was a culmination of the bonds formed over a decade of storytelling. Like a choir coming together to sing in perfect harmony, each hero brought their own unique note to the song, and together they created a moment that would echo across the hearts of fans for years to come. Fact 17. Doctor Strange's mystical abilities were brought to life through a combination of practical effects and cutting-edge CGI. The mirror dimension, for example, was created using intricate set pieces and digital magic, creating a world that seemed to bend and twist, much like the dreams we chase as we drift through sleep, strange, fluid, and filled with limitless possibilities. Fact 18. The Thor films explored themes of family and identity, delving into the relationship between Thor and his adoptive brother, Loki. Their bond, fragile yet intense, became a central element of Thor's growth as a hero. A family can often be like the quiet thread that ties us to our past, shaping the person we become, even when we try to walk a different path. Fact 19 in Avengers Infinity War 2018, Thanos, the Mad Titan, became one of the MCU's most formidable villains. Yet what makes him so compelling is not his strength, but his conviction. He believes in the necessity of his actions, and in his mind, the universe will be better for it. Sometimes, the quietest moments are the most chilling, as when someone acts with such certainty that nothing can sway them. Fact 20 The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2017 film delves deeper into the theme of family, particularly the bond between Peter Quill and his long lost father, Ego the Living Planet. The film explores how we search for belonging, for someone to understand us, like a lone star searching for its constellation in the vast, uncharted skies. Fact 21 The character of Spider Man, portrayed by Tom Holland, was introduced to the MCU in Captain America Civil War 2016, marking a new chapter for the beloved hero. Holland's youthful energy and earnestness brought a fresh, vibrant spark to the character, making him feel like a new heartbeat in the vast world of the Avengers, like a bright star suddenly shining in the dark sky. Fact 22 in The Avengers Endgame 2019 finale, the filmmakers used a combination of cutting edge technology and careful choreography to create the stunning fight sequences. Every punch, every moment was meticulously crafted to feel both intimate and grand, capturing the essence of a universe on the brink of collapse. Like the final moments of a symphony, the crescendo of action was both breathtaking and heartbreaking. Fact 23 The costume design for the MCU heroes has always played a crucial role in their identities. For instance, Black Panther's suit is made from a fictional metal called vibranium, which allows him to move with speed and grace. His costume is not just armor, but a symbol of his heritage and power, a quiet representation of the strength that runs through his blood, as deep and ancient as the earth itself. Fact 24 The Ant-Man films introduced audiences to the concept of size manipulation using a mixture of visual effects and clever cinematography. The small scale adventures of Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, added humor and heart to the MCU, reminding us that even the smallest heroes can make the biggest difference. Like a grain of sand on a quiet beach, each small act ripples out, creating waves we might never fully understand. Fact 25 The idea for the Iron Man suit was inspired by both comic book traditions and the advanced technology of the real world. The film's design team worked closely with engineers and scientists to create a suit that felt both grounded in reality and fantastical in its capabilities. This balance of imagination and science was woven into the very fabric of the MCU, like a thread pulling reality and fantasy into one harmonious tapestry. Fact 26 Black Panther 2018 was a groundbreaking film, not only because of its cultural significance, but also for its impact on the superhero genre. The film showcased a world that was vibrant, beautiful, and steeped in history. Wakanda, the hidden African nation, was a land of advanced technology, yet deeply connected to ancient traditions. It reminded us that progress and tradition can coexist, like the soft hum of the future blending with the wisdom of the past. Fact 27 The first Avengers film was an ambitious project, and its success was far from guaranteed. The idea of bringing together all these superheroes into one cohesive story was as daring as it was thrilling. Yet, through careful planning, collaboration, and a steady hand, the MCU was able to bring the dream to life, like a painter slowly adding strokes to a canvas, building something greater than the sum of its parts. Fact 28. Each MCU film has its own unique tone and style, yet all are connected by a thread of emotional resonance. Whether it's the heart pounding action of Captain America, the Winter Soldier, or the whimsical charm of Guardians of the Galaxy, the MCU films are unified by their ability to tap into something deeply human. The heroes may wear costumes, but underneath, they are reflections of us, our hopes, fears, and desires. Fact 29. In Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, the creation of the AI villain Ultron was a turning point for the Avengers. His belief that humanity needed to be wiped out to save the world challenged the very ideals the heroes stood for. Ultron's presence was a reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition, like a storm cloud gathering on the horizon, darkening the sky before it rains. Fact 30. One of the most significant moments in the MCU occurred in Captain America, the first Avenger, 2011, when Steve Rogers was injected with the super soldier serum. This moment wasn't just a physical transformation, it symbolized the essence of what it means to be a hero. It wasn't about strength, but about heart. In that quiet moment, Rogers became more than a man. He became a symbol of hope, a beacon for the weary, a light in the dark. Fact 31. The Guardians of the Galaxy were an unexpected group to lead their own film, but their unique blend of humor, heart, and cosmic adventure quickly captured the hearts of audiences. The film's soundtrack, filled with classic tunes from the 70s and 80s, became an essential part of the Guardians' charm. Each song, like a soft whisper from the past, connected them to the universe in a way that words alone could not. Fact 32. Chris Pratt, who plays Star-Lord, went through a remarkable transformation for the role, losing a significant amount of weight and gaining muscle to portray the swashbuckling hero. His journey mirrored the evolution of the character, who, despite his flaws, rises to become a leader. Sometimes, the most important journeys are the ones we take not just on screen, but within ourselves. Fact 33. The character of Vision, played by Paul Bettany, was created using a mix of CGI and practical effects, with Bettany's facial features seamlessly integrated into the character's synthetic body. Vision, a being of both human and artificial origin, became a symbol of the intersection between humanity and technology, the quiet, thoughtful reflection of what it means to be truly alive. Fact 34. In Thor, Ragnarok 2017, Taika Waititi brought a fresh, comedic energy to the franchise, reimagining Thor as a character who was both heroic and delightfully awkward. The shift in tone, filled with vibrant colors and humor, was like the soft awakening of a new dawn, bringing light and warmth to a once serious story. Fact 35. Hulk's character has evolved over time, with his first appearance in The Incredible Hulk, 2008, being markedly different from his later portrayals in Avengers films. His struggle with his dual nature, as Bruce Banner and the Hulk, has always been central to his character, like the quiet battle between light and shadow within us all. His journey is a reminder that our strength is not just physical, but also emotional and mental. Fact 36. The inclusion of Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner in the MCU films, often highlighted his role as the quiet, steady hand among the more extravagant heroes. His archery skills were a metaphor for precision, focus, and dedication. In a world filled with gods and super soldiers, Hawkeye's humanity shone through, reminding us that heroism doesn't always require superpowers. Sometimes it just requires the courage to stand and fight. Fact 37. The character of Scarlet Witch, portrayed by Elizabeth Olsen, is one of the most powerful beings in the MCU, with the ability to warp reality itself. Her emotional journey is as intense as her powers, as she struggles with grief, loss, and her place in the world. Like a storm that can both create and destroy, her power reflects the deep complexities of the human heart, where love and pain often exist side by side. Fact 38. Loki, despite being a villain, has always been a fan favorite because of his complexity and depth. His mischievous nature, paired with moments of vulnerability, made him more than just a typical antagonist. Loki's journey is a reminder that even those who stray from the path can seek redemption, like the flickering flame that, though small and uncertain, still holds the potential to burn bright. Fact 39. The character of Captain Marvel, introduced in Captain Marvel 2019, represents a new era for the MCU. Carol Danvers' journey is one of self discovery, power, and embracing her true potential. In a world where so many heroes struggle to find their place, Carol's story is a quiet reminder that we all have the strength to rise, to stand tall, and to be the hero of our own lives. Fact 40. One of the recurring themes in the MCU is the importance of sacrifice. From Tony Stark's ultimate choice in Avengers Endgame to the sacrifices made by characters like Black Panther and Captain America, these moments of quiet courage remind us of the deep strength it takes to put others before ourselves. In these acts of sacrifice, the heroes of the MCU show us that the greatest power lies not in what we take, but in what we give. Fact 41. The Avengers films have become synonymous with epic battles, but at their core, they are about the quiet bonds between the characters. These heroes, despite their immense powers, are bound together by shared experiences, trust, and friendship. The deep moments of connection, like the soft exchange of words or the shared glance between them, remind us that true strength often lies in the connections we form with others. Fact 42. The character of Black Widow, portrayed by Scarlett Johansson, has one of the most complex arcs in the MCU. Her journey from a mysterious assassin to a key member of the Avengers reflects her growth from darkness into light. She is a reminder that no matter our past, we always have the chance to redefine ourselves, like the first light of dawn breaking through the night sky. Fact 43. In Thor, The Dark World, 2013, the ethereal realm of Svartalfheim was brought to life using a combination of digital artistry and practical effects. The dark, shadowy landscapes were not just a backdrop for the action, but a visual representation of the story's emotional depth. Like a shadowed dream, the world was both beautiful and haunting, a place where past grief lingered like a forgotten memory. Fact 44. One of the most emotionally powerful moments in Avengers Endgame 2019 is when Captain America lifts Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. This moment, a long awaited payoff for fans, symbolizes not just the character's worthiness, but also his unwavering spirit. It was a quiet affirmation that a true hero's heart beats stronger than any force, and in that moment, The world stood still, as though time itself had paused to honor that pure act of courage. Fact 45: one of the most unexpected friendships in the MCU is the bond between Rocket and Groot. Despite their differences, Rocket's gruff demeanor and Groot's quiet nature, their connection is built on mutual trust and understanding. The quiet moments between them, like Groot's simple, "I am Groot," serve as a reminder that sometimes words are not necessary to convey the deepest emotions. Fact 46: in Iron Man 3, 2013, Tony Stark is faced with a powerful enemy, the Mandarin, who seems unstoppable. But it's not just the battle with this villain that defines Tony's arc, it's his internal struggle. Tony learns that it's not the suit that makes him Iron Man, it's who he is underneath. This realization, soft and gentle in its truth, teaches us that the greatest power comes from within, from the quiet strength of the self. Fact 47: the relationship between Thor and his father, Odin, plays a central role in the Thor films. In Thor Ragnarok 2017, the loss of Odin becomes a turning point for Thor's character, as he realizes he is capable of greatness on his own. The relationship between father and son is tender and complex, like the ebb and flow of the tide, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy, but always changing and evolving. Fact 48: the Captain America films explored themes of sacrifice, loyalty, and the honor, with Steve Rogers being the embodiment of these ideals. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier, 2014, Rogers faces the loss of his best friend, Bucky Barnes, who has been turned into the Winter Soldier. This emotional struggle, paired with the film's action, highlights the delicate balance between personal loss and the greater good. Like the quiet weight of a star pressing against the night sky, the film captures the heaviness of loss and the hope that remains. Fact 49: in Doctor Strange, year 2016, the mystical realm of Kamartaj was designed to look both ancient and otherworldly, blending Eastern influences with elements of fantasy. The use of light and shadow throughout the film mirrors the internal struggle of Stephen Strange, who must let go of his ego to embrace the journey of a true sorcerer. His transformation is a slow, introspective process, like the gradual unfolding of a flower in the quiet of dawn. Fact 50: the fall appearance of Thanos in Avengers Infinity War 2018 marked the culmination of years of storytelling. The Mad Titan's calm demeanor and unshakable belief in his mission made him a villain like no other. His presence was both terrifying and strangely compelling, a reminder that even the darkest paths are often paved with conviction. Like the silent approach of a storm on the horizon, his arrival was inevitable and impossible to ignore. Fact 51: in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, the creation of the character Vision was a blend of intricate CGI and Paul Bettany's emotive performance. Vision is a being of both artificial intelligence and humanity, a delicate balance of heart and mind. His character represents the idea of what it means to truly live, despite not having a traditional body or soul. Like a thought turning into a dream, Vision reminds us that life's essence can be more than physical form. It is, at its core, a quiet, spiritual existence. Fact 52: the character of Black Panther, portrayed by Chadwick Boseman, became an icon for millions, not just for his strength, but for his connection to his heritage. In Black Panther 2018, Wakanda was not only a place of advanced technology, but also a rich tapestry of culture and tradition. The vibrant land stood as a symbol of pride, resilience, and unity, like the roots of an ancient tree reaching deep into the earth, unyielding, and proud. Fact 53. The Iron Man suit, known as the Mark the Position, was famously constructed from scraps in a cave by Tony Stark, played by Robert Downey Jr. The suit's design was a reflection of Stark's ingenuity and determination. It was a testament to the idea that even in the most desperate of situations, a spark of brilliance can lead to something extraordinary. Like a flicker of light in the dark, the suit was both a weapon and a symbol of transformation, a quiet force of change. Fact 54. The relationship between Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes, from Captain America, the First Avenger 2011, to Captain America, the Winter Soldier 2014, is one of the most poignant in the MCU. Their friendship, tested by time and war, speaks to the depth of loyalty and the quiet bond that can never truly be broken. Like two parallel lines that always meet, no matter how far apart they may seem, their connection remains steadfast, even in the darkest of times. Fact 55. In Thor, The Dark World 2013, the ether, which would later become the Reality Stone, was introduced as a source of immense power. The ancient ethereal nature of the stone reflected the film's deeper themes of sacrifice and legacy. Much like an ancient secret buried deep beneath the earth, the Reality Stone's presence in the MCU would reverberate far beyond the events of that film, rippling through the universe like the quiet shift of the tides. Fact 56. The character of Doctor Strange, portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch, had a deeply spiritual and personal journey in Doctor Strange. It's 2016. His transformation from an arrogant surgeon to a humble sorcerer was a quiet evolution, marked by introspection and acceptance. Like a calm river that changes its course without fanfare, Doctor Strange's path was one of learning and growth, finding peace not in the external world, but within himself. Fact 57. The Infinity War and Endgame films explored themes of loss, sacrifice, and the weight of responsibility. Thanos, the Mad Titan, believed that wiping out half the universe would bring balance, but his conviction came at a great cost. His actions were a quiet reminder that sometimes, in the pursuit of what we believe to be right, we lose sight of what truly matters. The Avengers, in contrast, were a symbol of hope, showing that even in the face of great loss, the fight for love and life is always worth it. Fact 58. Tony Stark's arc in the MCU was one of redemption. In Iron Man 2008, he was a self-centered billionaire, and by the time Avengers Endgame 2019 arrived, Tony had transformed into a hero willing to sacrifice everything for the greater good. His journey from arrogance to selflessness was gradual, like a stone being worn smooth by the gentle flow of water, until it became something unrecognizable, yet beautiful. Fact 59. In Captain Marvel 2019, Carol Danvers' journey was about reclaiming her true identity. Her struggle was not just against external enemies, but against the doubt and confusion that had clouded her mind. Like the slow rise of the sun, her path was one of gradual realization, finding strength in her true self, and ultimately embracing the power that had always been inside her. Fact 60. The Guardians of the Galaxy were an unlikely group of heroes, yet their bond became one of the most beloved in the MCU. Despite their differences, their friendship was a quiet force, bound by mutual respect and love. The humor and heart of the Guardians reminded us that sometimes the most unlikely of families can bring the greatest strength, like a patchwork quilt sewn together from the fabric of many lives, each piece as adding warmth and meaning. Fact 61. The Winter Soldier, 2014, introduced audiences to one of the most complex characters in the MCU, Bucky Barnes, whose journey from a loyal soldier to a brainwashed assassin was both heartbreaking and poignant. His transformation mirrored the quiet anguish of someone caught between past loyalty and a lost sense of self, like a dark cloud that, though it hides the sun, can never fully erase the light behind it. Bucky's redemption was a slow and emotional return to who he truly was. Fact 62. In Avengers Infinity War 2018, Thanos' infamous snap, when he wiped out half of all life in the universe, wasn't just a catastrophic moment, but a deeply philosophical one. Thanos believed that by wiping out half of all life, the universe would be balanced. His unwavering belief in this idea reflected the quiet, dangerous power of conviction as it can drive even the most seemingly flawed actions. But as with every storm, there are consequences, and those ripples would forever change the MCU. Fact 63. The Avengers films are not just about the action, but the deep connections between characters. The bond between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, built on mutual respect and differing philosophies, formed the emotional core of the series. Their arguments, their moments of understanding, and their shared victories felt like a quiet dance between light and shadow, each hero balancing the other in ways that felt both inevitable and necessary. Fact 64. Thor's character arc was one of self-discovery. In Thor Ragnarok 2017, he lost both his father and his home, forcing him to face his deepest fears and insecurities. Yet in this loss, Thor found strength, and in the end, he became the leader he was meant to be. His journey is like the quiet rebirth of a tree, shedding its old leaves to make room for new growth, the past falling away, making space for the future. Fact 65. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, 2018, the quantum realm played a significant role, expanding the MCU's storytelling possibilities. The vibrant, ethereal visuals of the quantum realm were a visual representation of the unknown, a place both beautiful and dangerous, much like the unknowns we encounter in our own lives. The quiet, mesmerizing nature of the realm echoed the way we sometimes feel when navigating the uncertain spaces of our dreams. Fact 66. The first Iron Man film, 2008, was pivotal not only for introducing Tony Stark to the world, but also for setting the tone of the entire MCU. It showed that even in the most technologically advanced worlds, the heart of the story is about the human experience. Tony Stark, a genius and billionaire, was ultimately driven by the desire to protect those he loved, just as the most quiet of heroes often rise not for fame, but for a deeper purpose. Fact 67. The character of Shuri, T'Challa's sister and the technological genius of Wakanda, was a revelation in Black Panther 2018. With her sharp intellect and playful humor, she brought a new kind of heroism to the screen, one that was as much about innovation as it was about heart. Shuri's contributions remind us that innovation and progress are often born from quiet thoughtfulness, from the moments spent imagining what could be. Fact 68. Avengers Endgame 2019 was not only the culmination of over a decade of storytelling, but it was also a meditation on time and memory. The heroes journeyed through their pasts, reliving moments that had defined them and facing decisions they had long buried. This theme of revisiting the past with a new perspective is like the quiet revisiting of old memories, sometimes painful, but often revealing truths that we had forgotten or never fully understood. Fact 69. The use of color in the MCU has always been symbolic, with each character's visual design reflecting their internal journey. For example, Thor's costumes evolved from his bright, regal Asgardian armor to darker, more practical attire in Thor Ragnarok 2017, reflecting his internal transformation. The evolution of colors and textures in the costumes mirrored the way the characters themselves were evolving, shedding the old to become something new. Fact 70. In Captain America, The First Avenger, 2011, the transformation of Steve Rogers into Captain America was not just about gaining superhuman strength, it was about his heart, his spirit, and his unwavering moral compass. His physical transformation was only the surface. His true heroism came from his compassion and determination, like the quiet yet unyielding force of a river carving through stone, steady and resolute. Fact 71. In Iron Man 2 2010, Tony Stark faced the challenge of his own mortality when his suit's palladium core began poisoning him. This looming threat forced Tony to confront his own fears and vulnerabilities. His struggle with the inevitable, like a leaf drifting on the wind, is a quiet reminder that even the strongest of heroes must face their own fragility, not with fear, but with resolve. Fact 72. The concept of time plays a significant role in the Avengers saga, particularly in Avengers Endgame in 2019. The hero's journey through time, revisiting pivotal moments in their history, reflects the idea that the past shapes who we are, yet the future is ours to create. Time, like a river flowing toward the horizon, is constantly moving forward, but the echoes of the past always ripple through. Fact 73. The character of Ant-Man, portrayed by Paul Rudd, brought a unique blend of humor and heart to the MCU. In Ant-Man 2015, Scott Lang, a man who was initially just trying to make a living, became a hero in the most unlikely way. His quiet, selfless journey serves as a reminder that true heroism doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes it's the small, quiet choices we make that define us. Fact 74. In Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, 2017, the relationship between Peter Quill and his father, Ego, was one of the most emotionally charged storylines. Ego, as a godlike figure, offered Peter a chance to embrace his true potential, yet it was clear that Peter's journey would require him to confront his father's darker nature. This complex father-son dynamic is a reflection of the internal struggles we all face as we reconcile who we are with who we wish to be. Fact 75. The Infinity Stones, scattered across the MCU, represent some of the most powerful forces in the universe. Each stone, from the Reality Stone to the Soul Stone, holds the power to reshape existence itself. Yet despite their immense power, these stones are nothing without the choices of those who wield them. Like the quiet, gentle touch of a hand on the earth, their impact is felt in the most subtle of ways, but their consequences are far-reaching. Fact 76. The character of Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper, was brought to life with a mix of CGI and intricate performance capture. Despite his tough exterior and sarcastic demeanor, Rocket's story is one of vulnerability and longing. His search for a sense of belonging, a family to call his own, is a quiet journey of self-acceptance, a reminder that even the most guarded hearts carry a deep need for connection. Fact 77. The Black Panther soundtrack, produced by Kendrick Lamar, became one of the most iconic aspects of the film, with its blend of hip-hop and African influences. The music perfectly captured the essence of Wakanda, a nation that is both modern and ancient, strong and graceful. Like a gentle breeze flowing through the trees, the soundtrack echoed the deep cultural roots of the film, connecting the characters to their heritage and to each other. Fact 78. In Captain America Civil War 2016, the central conflict wasn't just about political ideologies or the Sokovia Accords. It was about the deep friendship between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. Their emotional rift, created by differing views on how to protect the world, mirrored the way personal relationships can be tested in times of great change. The tension between them was like the pull of two opposing forces, quietly building until it reached a breaking point. Fact 79. The character of Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen, was first introduced in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015. Her powers, which allow her to manipulate reality, are a metaphor for the internal struggles many face when trying to control emotions and thoughts. Her journey, marked by loss, grief, and self discovery, is a gentle reminder that even those who seem most powerful are often wrestling with their own vulnerabilities. Fact 80. The Captain America films have always been a study in personal sacrifice and what it means to uphold one's beliefs. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier 2014, Steve Rogers was forced to confront the realities of a modern world that had changed since he was frozen in ice. This internal conflict between the world he once knew and the world he now faces is a quiet reflection of the journey we all take in finding our place in an ever changing world. Fact 81. In Avengers Endgame 2019, when the Avengers travel back in time to retrieve the Infinity Stones, they revisit key moments from their past. This journey is not only a physical one, but also an emotional one, allowing the heroes to confront past regrets and choices. Like a gentle wind that sweeps through old memories, their encounters with the past serve as quiet reflections of how far they've come and the people they've become along the way. Fact 82. The character of Hawkeye, portrayed by Jeremy Renner, took on a darker role in Avengers Endgame 2019, where he became Ronin, seeking vengeance for the loss of his family. This shift was a reminder that even the most steady of heroes can be swept away by grief and loss. Like a quiet storm that builds slowly, Ronin's transformation echoed the internal turmoil that often remains unseen yet deeply felt. Fact 83. In Thor Ragnarok, thus 2017, the character of Hela, portrayed by Kate Blanchett, was introduced as Thor's long-lost sister and the goddess of death. Her presence was a stark contrast to the humor and lightness of the film, yet she was a necessary force in Thor's journey. Hela's character serves as a reminder that in every story there is darkness and light, and it is the balance between the two that makes the narrative whole. Fact 84. One of the most emotional moments in the MCU occurs when Iron Man sacrifices himself to save the universe in Avengers Endgame 2019. Tony Stark's final words, "I am Iron Man," echo the decision he made in Iron Man 2008 to take responsibility for his actions and protect those he loved. His journey from a self-centered billionaire to a selfless hero is one of the most poignant in the MCU, showing that true heroism is not about power, but about the quiet strength of love and sacrifice. Fact 85. The character of Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord, was brought to life with a unique blend of humor and heart. Played by Chris Pratt, Star-Lord is both the comic relief and the emotional core of the Guardians of the Galaxy films. His journey, From an orphaned child to a spacefaring hero mirrors the idea that even the most unlikely of people can rise to greatness, like a flower blooming in an unexpected place. Fact 86. In Captain Marvel 2019, the character of Carol Danvers, portrayed by Brie Larson, is a symbol of resilience. Her journey from a fighter pilot to the most powerful hero in the universe is one of reclaiming her identity and power. Much like the gradual unfolding of a dream, Carol's path to self discovery is quiet, yet profound, reminding us that the power to rise is already within us. Fact 87. The dynamic between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark in Captain America Civil War 2016 was the emotional heart of the film. Their ideological differences, rooted in their personal values and experiences, led to a heartbreaking rift between the two heroes. Their conflict, like a storm cloud gathering on the horizon, grew from the smallest differences to a full scale battle, but it was also a reminder of the deep bond they once shared, a quiet testament to their friendship. Fact 88. In Avengers Infinity War 2018, the scene where Spider Man is dusted away after Thanos' snap was one of the most heartbreaking in the MCU. Peter Parker's fear and desperation as he disappears into dust highlight the fragility of life, even for the most hopeful of heroes. His quiet plea, "I don't feel so good," echoed the vulnerability that every character, no matter how strong, feels in the face of something so vast and uncontrollable. Fact 89. The Guardians of the Galaxy films are filled with heart and humor, but at their core, they explore the theme of family. The Guardians, despite their differences, form a bond that transcends their individual flaws and wounds. Like a patchwork quilt made from mismatched pieces, their connection is a reminder that family is not defined by blood, but by the love and support we offer one another in times of need. Fact 90. The character of Loki, portrayed by Tom Hiddleston, has one of the most complex and fascinating arcs in the MCU. While initially introduced as a villain, Loki's journey through the films explores themes of identity, redemption, and belonging. His mischievous nature, paired with moments of vulnerability, makes him a character who is both deeply flawed and deeply relatable. Like a river that winds its way through the landscape, Loki's path was never straight, but always full of discovery and transformation. Fact 91. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier 2014, Steve Rogers faces the return of his best friend, Bucky Barnes, now transformed into the deadly Winter Soldier. Their relationship is tested in the most heartbreaking way, as Steve is forced to confront the loss of the person he once knew. This emotional journey, like the slow unraveling of a tightly wound thread, reveals the deep bond of friendship that even time and conflict cannot erase. Fact 92. The Thor films have always explored the theme of identity, Thor's struggle to understand who he truly is. In Thor, Ragnarok in 2017, he is forced to confront his own limitations and to realize that his true strength lies not in his hammer, but within himself. Like a quiet wave on the shore, this realization builds gently over time until it finally crashes into the shore of self acceptance. Fact 93. In Black Panther 2018, T'Challa's journey is not just about becoming the king of Wakanda, but about learning to embrace his responsibility. He must step into his father's shoes and confront the shadow of his past, while also looking toward a brighter future. His arc is a reminder that true leadership is not about power, but about the quiet strength to make the difficult decisions for the greater good. Fact 94. The Infinity War films introduced audiences to the concept of sacrifice on a cosmic scale. Each of the Avengers was forced to make a choice to give up something they held dear for the greater good. The quiet moments of these sacrifices, such as when Black Widow sacrifices herself to retrieve the Soul Stone, serve as reminders that even in the face of unimaginable odds, the willingness to let go of personal desires can lead to something greater. Fact 95. The bond between Thor and his brother Loki is one of the most complicated in the MCU. Their relationship has always been one of rivalry, misunderstanding, and occasional redemption. But in Thor, Ragnarok 2017, Thor finally begins to see his brother as more than a villain, and they form a fragile yet heartfelt alliance. Like two stars in the same constellation, their paths may never be perfectly aligned, but they will always be connected, shining in the same sky. Fact 96. In Iron Man 3, 2013, Tony Stark struggles with post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, after the events of the Avengers, 2012. This personal journey, though subtle, is one of the most emotionally charged in the MCU, as Tony grapples with his fear and the trauma of the battle in New York. His story serves as a quiet reminder that even heroes, no matter how invincible they may seem, carry the weight of their experiences. Fact 97. In Doctor Strange, so 2016, the mystical city of Kamartaj was designed to reflect the film's theme of inner transformation. The ancient, almost dreamlike architecture of the city symbolized the journey of self discovery that Stephen Strange undertakes. Like a dream that unfolds slowly, the city becomes a place of quiet introspection where Strange must let go of his former self and embrace a new path. Fact 98. The introduction of Vision in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015 was one of the most unique moments in the MCU. Created by Ultron, Vision is a synthetic being with the power to lift Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. His creation, while a result of a villain's plan, ultimately represents the potential for goodness, even in the most unlikely of origins. Vision's quiet wisdom and gentle demeanor serve as a reminder that, like a soft breeze, the greatest forces in the universe are often those that are unseen. Fact 99. In Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, 2017, the relationship between Peter Quill and his father, Ego, is explored in depth. Ego offers Peter the chance to embrace his true potential, but as the story unfolds, Peter realizes that true strength comes not from accepting power, but from embracing his imperfections. This quiet realization, like the soft turning of a page, marks a significant moment in Peter's journey toward understanding himself and his place in the universe. Fact 100. The Avengers Endgame 2019 Battle against Thanos was one of the most monumental moments in MCU history. Yet despite the grandeur of the battle, it was the quieter moments that truly defined the stakes. From Tony Stark's final sacrifice to Captain America's passing of the shield, these quiet decisions spoke to the core of the MCU's themes: sacrifice, legacy, and the enduring power of love. Fact 101. In Captain Marvel 2019, Carol Danvers embarks on a journey of self-discovery, reclaiming the memories that had been taken from her. Her story is a quiet reflection on identity, not just what others say about us, but what we know deep inside. Like a distant star flickering through the dark, Carol's inner light becomes brighter as she sheds the layers of confusion and embraces who she truly is. Fact 102. The Avengers' struggles in Infinity War 2018 and Endgame 2019 weren't just battles against external forces, but also battles within themselves as each hero faced their own personal loss and sacrifice. They learned that true heroism is not about defeating the enemy, but about the courage to rise in the face of grief. Like a storm passing through, the pain they endured was quiet but immense, leaving them changed yet steadfast. Fact 703. In Black Panther 2018, the technological advancements of Wakanda stood in stark contrast to its deep cultural traditions. The nation was a blend of the old and new, reminding us that progress doesn't have to come at the expense of heritage. Like the gentle sway of a tree's branches in the wind, the people of Wakanda embraced their roots while reaching for the stars, creating a world where both past and future could coexist in harmony. Fact 104. The relationship between Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter is one of the most enduring love stories in the MCU. Though separated by time and circumstance, Steve's love for Peggy transcended the years. Their bond, quiet and unspoken, is a reminder that love can endure even the most difficult of challenges, like a thread that, though stretched thin, remains unbroken across time and space. Fact 105. In Avengers Endgame 2019, the passing of the torch from one hero to another is a key theme. When Captain America chooses to pass on his shield to Sam Wilson, it's not just a passing of a physical object, but of responsibility and legacy. Like the slow handover of light from one star to the next, the torch of heroism is carried forward by those who are worthy, not by strength alone, but by the heart. Fact 106. Rocket Raccoon's character arc in Guardians of the Galaxy 2014 is one of emotional growth. Though he often hides behind sarcasm and bravado, Rocket's deepest fear is being alone, and he yearns for a sense of family. Like a small spark in the dark, his emotional journey is one of realizing that no matter how broken we may feel, we can still find belonging with others who accept us for who we are. Fact 107. The creation of Ultron, the AI villain in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked ambition. Ultron was born from the desire to create peace, but his twisted interpretation of this goal led to destruction. His arc, like the slow rise of a storm cloud, builds tension, revealing that even the noblest intentions can have dark, unintended consequences when not tempered by wisdom. Fact 108. The world of Wakanda in Black Panther 2018 was brought to life through a combination of innovative visual effects and traditional set design. The landscapes of the hidden nation were not just grand backdrops, but integral to the story's heart, a vibrant, living reflection of the people's history, culture, and aspirations. Like the soil that nourishes a plant, Wakanda's roots ran deep, feeding the growth of a rich and dynamic world. Fact 109. Thor's character has been on one of the most profound emotional journeys in the MCU. From the brash, arrogant god of thunder to the introspective, self aware hero, Thor's path is one of shedding his past illusions to embrace his true self. In Thor, Ragnarok is 2017, this transformation is symbolized by the destruction of Mjolnir, his hammer. Like the shedding of old skin, it marks the beginning of his true journey toward understanding his own power. Fact 110. In Avengers Endgame, or 2019, the quiet sacrifice of Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, is one of the most powerful moments of the film. As she gives her life for the Soul Stone, her actions are a reminder that true heroism often comes with a price, not just physical, but emotional. Like the fading of a star, her selflessness is quietly beautiful a testament to the depths of her love for her friends and the world they are fighting to save. Fact 111. The character of Groot, voiced by Vin Diesel, is one of the simplest yet most profound in the MCU. His ability to say only one line, "I am Groot," carries an emotional weight that resonates deeply with audiences. Despite the simplicity of his words, Groot's actions speak volumes. His journey from a quiet protector to a selfless hero is a reminder that sometimes the most profound connections are made without words, but through actions that speak to the heart. Fact 112. In Avengers Endgame Saki 2019, when the Avengers travel back in time to retrieve the Infinity Stones, they revisit key moments in the MCU. This journey not only represents a return to the past, but also serves as a reminder of how far the characters have come. The quiet moments of reflection, like the soft touch of a hand on an old photograph, evoke memories that shape their paths, both individually and as a team. Fact 113. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier 2014, the character of Steve Rogers grapples with a world that has changed while he was frozen in ice. This theme of displacement, of being out of time, is reflected in his struggles to reconnect with a world he no longer recognizes. Like a traveler returning to a home that feels unfamiliar, Steve's journey is one of rediscovery, finding a new purpose in a world that has moved on without him. Fact 114. The transformation of Hulk from the quiet, introverted Bruce Banner to the uncontrollable force of nature that is the Hulk mirrors the internal conflict that many face within themselves. In Avengers Endgame 2019, Bruce and Hulk finally learn to coexist in harmony, showing that the battle within can be resolved not by rejecting parts of ourselves, but by embracing them fully. Like the quiet calm after a storm, Bruce's acceptance of his dual nature is a symbol of inner peace. Fact 115. The relationship between Tony Stark and Pepper Potts is one of the most enduring in the MCU. From Iron Man 2008 to Avengers Endgame in 2019, their love story is a testament to growth and vulnerability. Their connection, often built on quiet moments and shared understanding, is a reminder that true love isn't always grand gestures, but the small, quiet acts of care and commitment that build a foundation over time. Fact 116. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 2017, the character of Yondu, portrayed by Michael Rooker, undergoes a transformation that deeply impacts the Guardians. Yondu's arc, from a villain to a father figure, is a reminder that redemption isn't about erasing the past, but learning from it and making a conscious choice to change. Like a river that carves a new path through a canyon, Yondu's journey is one of quiet evolution, shaping those around him in ways that may not be immediately obvious, but are deeply felt. Fact 117. In Black Panther 2018, Shuri, T'Challa's sister, provides not only comic relief, but also intellectual brilliance. As the technological genius of Wakanda, she challenges traditional notions of heroism by showing that intelligence and innovation are just as vital as physical strength. Shuri's contribution to the fight against evil is a reminder that heroism comes in many forms, and often the quiet minds can be just as powerful as the strongest warriors. Fact 118. The Avengers' victory in Avengers Endgame 2019 was not just about defeating Thanos, but about finding peace after the chaos. Each hero had to reconcile with the choices they had made, and in some cases, the sacrifices they had to endure. Like the slow, gentle settling of dust after a storm, the final moments of Endgame remind us that peace, though hard won, is something that comes only after we confront our deepest fears and make the hardest choices. Fact 119. In Doctor Strange, 2016, the idea of selflessness is explored when Doctor Strange learns that true power comes not from the manipulation of time or space, but from the willingness to surrender control. His journey, marked by quiet realization and personal loss, echoes the idea that sometimes the greatest strength lies in letting go, like the wind that moves freely, not bound by any path, but flowing where it's needed. Fact 120. The idea of legacy is central to the MCU, and Avengers Endgame 2019 encapsulates this theme in its exploration of passing the torch. When Captain America passes on his shield to Sam Wilson, it symbolizes not just the end of one era, but the beginning of another. Like the quiet handover of a lighted candle from one person to the next, this moment represents continuity, the quiet, enduring flame of hope that never fades, even as time moves forward. Fact 121. In Avengers Infinity War 2018, Thanos' conviction that he must balance the universe by wiping out half of all life resonates deeply throughout the story. His belief, driven by his experiences and pain, is unyielding. Like a soft murmur that becomes a call in the night, his actions are rooted in the quiet force of his unshakable philosophy, reminding us of how powerful a belief can be, even when it leads to destruction. Fact 122. In Thor, The Dark World in 2013, the ether, also known as the Reality Stone, was introduced. Its power to warp reality itself symbolized the fragility of the world around us. The stone's quiet presence in the film speaks to the broader theme of the MCU, that reality is often malleable and shaped by perception, emotion, and the choices we make. Like the gentle tug of the ocean's waves, even the smallest shift can alter the course of things. 123. The relationship between Tony Stark and his father, Howard Stark, was a key emotional thread in Iron Man 2, 2010, and beyond. Despite Howard's absence, Tony's struggle to live up to his legacy shaped his journey. Their relationship, though strained, was a reminder that the quiet moments of connection, even with those we've lost, continue to shape us in profound ways. Fact 124. In Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, the creation of Ultron was the result of a shared ambition to create peace. But the idea of imposing peace through force, as Ultron did, revealed the fine line between intention and outcome. Like a fleeting shadow, Ultron's creation came from the light of hope, yet it was cast darkly by the flaws in his design, a reminder that even the noblest ideas can sometimes spiral into something darker if not carefully nurtured. Fact 125. In Guardians of the Galaxy 2014, Star-Lord's mixtape became one of the most beloved elements of the film. The songs not only defined the mood, but also served as a bridge between Peter Quill's past and present. Each track, like a quiet memory from another time, reminded Peter of a world he had lost, but it also grounded him in the relationships he was forming. Music, like memories, has the power to connect us to the deepest parts of ourselves. Fact 126. Doctor Strange's character arc in Doctor Strange 2016 is not just about mastering the mystic arts, but about learning humility. His journey was one of self-discovery as he moved from a man defined by ego to a sorcerer who understood the importance of sacrifice. Like the soft unfolding of a lotus flower, Strange's transformation was gradual, unfolding layer by layer, until he was no longer the man he had once been, but something greater. Fact 127. The visual effects in Avengers Infinity War 2018 were groundbreaking, especially in the scenes involving the Infinity Stones. Each stone was represented by its own unique color and power, creating a visual tapestry of cosmic energy. Yet beneath these stunning visuals, the true weight of the stones was felt in the quiet moments, when the characters understood what was at stake and the sacrifice required to undo what had been done. Fact 128. The introduction of Spider Man in Captain America Civil War 2016 brought a sense of innocence to the Avengers' otherwise serious dynamic. Peter Parker's youthful enthusiasm and naivety reminded the older heroes of the values they had once held dear. His character, like a fresh breeze, brought a sense of hope and new beginnings to the MCU, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is light to be found in the simplest of joys. Fact 129. The introduction of Wakanda in Black Panther 2018 was not just about showcasing an advanced technological society, but about honoring the history and culture of a nation that had been untouched by colonialism. Wakanda represented a vision of what could have been and was a place where heritage and innovation could coexist, like the delicate balance of light and dark, each one necessary to bring out the full brilliance of the other. Fact 130. In Thor, Ragnarok 2017, the destruction of Asgard marked the end of an era for Thor and his people, yet it also marked a rebirth. Thor's acceptance of the loss, his ability to move forward, was symbolic of the quiet resilience that lies within us all. Like the cycles of nature, endings often lead to new beginnings, and the destruction of Asgard gave birth to a new purpose, both for Thor and for the people of his world. Fact 131. The character of Black Panther T'Challa, portrayed by Chadwick Boseman, was a symbol of strength and leadership in Black Panther 2018. His journey was not just about inheriting a throne, but about understanding the weight of his role as king. His quiet, contemplative approach to leadership reminded us that true strength lies not in dominance, but in empathy and the ability to listen, like a tree deeply rooted in the earth, steady and unyielding, yet open to the winds of change. Fact 132. In Avengers Infinity War 2018, when Thanos collects the Soul Stone, the scene is not just about his victory, but about the emotional weight of the sacrifice. The Soul Stone, representing life and death, mirrors the quiet sacrifices made by all the heroes throughout the MCU. Like the inevitable ebb and flow of the tide, these sacrifices were part of the rhythm of life, reminding us that sometimes the greatest acts of love come with the greatest loss. Fact 133. In Iron Man 3, 2013, Tony Stark's struggle with PTSD was a quiet, yet powerful exploration of the emotional toll that comes with being a hero. Despite his intelligence and technological prowess, Tony was deeply vulnerable. His journey, like a soft whisper in the night, was a reminder that even the strongest among us must face our own fears and weaknesses, and that true healing often requires facing the deepest parts of ourselves. Fact 134. The relationship between Thor and his father Odin was a cornerstone of the Thor films, with Odin often serving as a symbol of wisdom and tradition. Yet, as seen in Thor, Ragnarok 2017, Odin's death marked a significant turning point for Thor, forcing him to step into his own power. The quiet, weighty moments of reflection on his father's legacy allowed Thor to find his true purpose, like the slow realization of the sun rising after a long, dark night. Fact 135. In Avengers Endgame in 2019, The ultimate battle against Thanos was not only a physical conflict, but an emotional one. Each hero had to confront their own demons, their own personal losses. The quiet resolve in their actions, whether it was Captain America's choice to hold the shield one last time or Iron Man's final sacrifice, spoke to the core of the MCU's themes. That true strength often comes not from power, but from love and sacrifice. Fact 136. The visual effects in Doctor Strange 2016 were groundbreaking, especially in the scenes where the mystic realms and dimensions are explored. The swirling, kaleidoscopic visuals were a representation of the infinite possibilities of the universe. Yet beneath the dazzling spectacle, Doctor Strange's journey was one of quiet acceptance. The acceptance that sometimes the answers we seek are not found in the world around us, but within ourselves. Fact 137. The character of Hawkeye, portrayed by Jeremy Renner, has often been overlooked in the MCU, but his role as a father and husband gave him a unique depth. In Avengers Endgame in 2019, his personal loss and transformation into Ronin revealed the emotional cost of being a hero. Like the quiet, steady flow of a river, Hawkeye's journey reminded us that true heroism often comes not from battles won, but from the resilience to keep moving forward despite overwhelming odds. Fact 138. The introduction of the character of Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015 brought a complex emotional depth to the MCU. Wanda's powers, linked to grief and trauma, were a reflection of the deep emotional scars that many of the heroes carried. Her quiet struggle, often hidden beneath her powers, mirrored the internal battles we all face, the silent wars that are fought not in the external world, but within our own hearts. Fact 139. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier, 2014, the character of Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, faced her own demons from her past. Her journey, marked by guilt and the search for redemption, was a quiet reflection of the idea that we are never truly defined by our past, but by the choices we make in the present. Like the soft wind that erases footprints in the sand, Natasha's path to redemption was one of shedding old burdens and embracing a new beginning. Fact 140. The character of Peter Parker, Spider-Man, was introduced to the MCU in Captain America, Civil War, 2016. His youthful enthusiasm and unrelenting sense of justice brought a fresh energy to the Avengers. But Peter's journey wasn't just about fighting crime, it was about learning the weight of responsibility. His internal conflict, like the quiet pull of the moon on the tide, was a reminder that with great power comes not just the ability to act, but the responsibility to choose wisely. Fact 141. In Avengers Infinity War 2018, when Thanos takes the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, it is a moment that underscores the powerlessness of even the most powerful heroes in the face of fate. Doctor Strange, with all his mystic knowledge, is helpless against Thanos' will. This quiet moment serves as a reminder that sometimes the things we fear the most are beyond our control. Yet it is in accepting this that we find the courage to move forward. Fact 142. The character of Rocket. Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper, is often portrayed as the cynical, tough exterior, masking a deep inner vulnerability. His journey in Guardians of the Galaxy 2014 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 2017 explores themes of loss and loneliness. Despite his sharp tongue and witty remarks, Rocket's quiet longing for connection echoes the universal desire to be seen and understood, like a flicker of light in the dark. Fact 143. In Thor, Ragnarok 2017, the destruction of Asgard is one of the most significant events in the MCU, yet Thor's journey after the destruction of his home is not just about survival, but about rebuilding. Like a tree that regrows after being cut down, Thor learns that his strength doesn't lie in his homeland or his possessions, but in his ability to adapt, grow, and find strength in his own resilience. Like vi serie for the relationship between Tony Stark and Peter Parker in Avengers, Infinity War 2018, and Avengers Endgame 2019 was one of the most heartwarming in the MCU. Tony's mentorship of Peter was not just about teaching him to fight, but about teaching him to be a hero. Their bond, built on trust and care, became a symbol of the quiet impact we can have on each other's lives, guiding one another without even realizing the depth of that guidance. Fact 145. In Black Panther 2018, T'Challa's journey to become king was marked by his struggle with the legacy of his father, King T'Chaka. The weight of his father's decisions and the responsibility of the throne weighed heavily on him. But T'Challa's journey, like the slow rise of the sun after a long night, was one of reconciliation, not just with his father's legacy, but with his own place in the world. Fact 146. In Avengers. Age of Ultron 2015, the Avengers' struggle against Ultron is not just a fight for survival, but a fight for their ideals. Ultron's vision of peace, though driven by his own understanding of balance, was ultimately twisted. His character is a reminder that the pursuit of peace can sometimes lead to chaos when it is driven by an uncompromising vision. Like a wind that starts gently but soon becomes a storm, Ultron's desire for order brought only destruction. Fact 147. The character of Sam Wilson, also known as Falcon, represents the quieter side of heroism. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier, 2014, and beyond, Sam's journey is one of loyalty, duty, and friendship. He is not driven by the need for glory or recognition, but by a deep sense of responsibility to those he loves. His character, like a steady stream of water, flows with quiet purpose, always there when needed, shaping the world around him in subtle yet meaningful ways. Fact 148. In Avengers Endgame 2019, the Avengers' decision to go back in time to retrieve the Infinity Stones is a quiet acknowledgement that sometimes, to move forward, we must first understand and accept the past. Like the soft turn of a page in an old book, the journey through time allowed each character to confront their own past, to reconcile with their choices, and to find a sense of peace before moving on. Fact 149. The character of Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, portrayed by Jeremy Renner, has often been a quieter presence in the MCU. Yet in Avengers Endgame in 2019, Clint's journey becomes a pivotal one. As Ronin, his quest for vengeance after losing his family shows the deep emotional toll that comes with the sacrifices made by the Avengers. His arc is a reminder that grief, though silent, can shape our decisions, but it is love and redemption that ultimately guide us toward healing. Fact 150. The theme of sacrifice is deeply woven throughout the MCU, culminating in Avengers Endgame 2019. Tony Stark's ultimate sacrifice, laying down his life to save the universe, is the culmination of his journey. From the self-centered billionaire to the selfless hero, Tony's transformation was not just about saving the world, but about recognizing the importance of love and legacy. Like the fading of a star's light, Tony's sacrifice became a quiet, profound echo that would forever change the fabric of the universe. Fact 151. In Avengers Endgame 2019, One of the most emotional moments is when Captain America says goodbye to his friends and returns to the past to live a life with Peggy Carter. His decision to stay in the past, a quiet choice of peace and love, reflects a universal truth. Sometimes, the greatest victories are the ones we win not in battle, but in choosing the life that feels most true to our hearts. Like the calm after a storm, Captain America's journey was one of finding solace in a world that no longer existed, yet was still within reach. Fact 152. The introduction of the character of Vision, portrayed by Paul Bettany in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, was a blend of technology and humanity. Vision's creation, born from Ultron's vision of peace, became a symbol of the potential for good that exists even in the most unlikely places. His quiet wisdom and stoic nature were reminders that wisdom doesn't always need to shout to be heard. Sometimes it is the gentle, steady presence that has the most lasting impact. Fact 153. In Captain Marvel in 2019, Carol Danvers' relationship with her mentor, Nick Fury, is one of mutual respect and learning. Their bond, built on trust and understanding, symbolizes the quiet power of teamwork. Through Fury's guidance, Carol finds the strength to embrace her full potential. Like the soft push of the tide, their partnership was a steady force that led to Carol's transformation into one of the universe's most powerful heroes. Fact 154. In Black Panther 2018, T'Challa's journey is also one of accepting responsibility for the future of Wakanda. His path to the throne was fraught with challenges, not just from external forces, but from the weight of leadership itself. In the quiet moments of reflection, T'Challa realizes that the true power of a leader lies not in their ability to rule, but in their ability to listen, learn, and guide with compassion. Fact 155. The Guardians of the Galaxy, despite their chaotic personalities, form a family unlike any other in the MCU. Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot, each with their own flaws and histories, come together to form a team that is built not just on necessity, but on shared respect and care. Their journey, from outlaws to heroes, is a reminder that family doesn't have to be bound by blood. Sometimes it is bound by love and loyalty, like a thread that ties even the most disparate souls together. Fact 156. In Avengers Endgame in 2019, when Thanos is finally confronted and defeated, it is not just a victory over evil, but a victory over grief and loss. Each of the Avengers, who had lost so much in the years prior, finds a sense of closure. Yet as the final battle ends, the quiet reality sets in. The cost of their victories is never easy, and the sacrifices made are never fully erased. Like a scar that fades but never disappears, their victories will remain a part of them forever. Fact 157. In Spider-Man Homecoming 2017, Peter Parker's journey was about learning what it truly means to be a hero. Initially eager to prove himself, Peter quickly learns that being a hero isn't about flashy battles, but about making the right choices, even when no one is watching. His quiet decision to help others, no matter the cost, reflects the heart of true heroism, the willingness to do what's right, even when it's hard. Fact 158. In Thor, The Dark World, 2013, the character of Jane Foster, portrayed by Natalie Portman, is a scientist and a love interest, but her journey is one of deepening her understanding of the universe and her role within it. Though she is often caught in the crossfire of Thor's battles, Jane's quiet strength is a reminder that knowledge, compassion, and courage are forms of heroism in their own right. Fact 159. The final scene of Avengers Endgame 2019, where Captain America returns the Infinity Stones, marks the conclusion of a chapter in the MCU. His decision to live a quiet life with Peggy Carter brings a sense of peace, not only to him but to the audience as well. It is the slow, steady conclusion to a long journey, like the final chapter of a book that gently guides the reader to rest. Captain America's journey ends, but his legacy lives on in the quiet decisions made along the way. Fact 160. The MCU, with all its heroes and villains, is a story about growth, sacrifice, and the quiet power of love. Each character's journey, though filled with conflict and challenges, is ultimately a story about learning to accept themselves, their flaws, and the world around them. The universe is vast, but it is the quiet, personal journeys, the moments of introspection, loss, and redemption that resonate the most. Like the calm after a storm, the end of this story isn't a conclusion, but a soft beginning where each character finds their place in a world that continues to grow. Thank you for drifting with me through the quiet, profound journey of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. From the deepest sacrifices to the quiet moments of reflection, we've walked alongside heroes, villains, and everything in between. As you close your eyes, may you find the peace that these stories offer, and may your heart rest easy, knowing that every journey, no matter how tumultuous, leads us to growth and understanding. Good night. May your dreams be filled with quiet strength and calm resolve. Sleep well, dear friend.